These are few names in science that have inspired the world, like Stephen Hawking, a man who could not move, could not speak, but whose mind could travel across the universe.
I am very aware of the preciousness of time. I was given 2 to 3 years to live. I faced a life unable to properly communicate. Fortunately, my mind was unaffected.
Okay, at first, we're gonna talk about the early life of Stephen William Hawking. He was born on January 8, 1942 in Oxford, England, exactly about 300 years after the death of Galileo and Galilei. It was in the middle of World War II. London was under heavy bombing, so his mother traveled to Oxford to give birth in several places. Like, you could think if someone give birth in like a World War place, she was really scary because sometimes World War II is like really risks about something, especially to give birth. So the Stephen William Hawking mothers give birth in a safer place, which is what exactly in the Oxford, London. His father Frank was a medical researcher. His mother Isabel worked as a secretary. They were not wealthy, like you guys could tell if they are not really wealthy. It's about something like the middle class, like that. But their home was full of books, ideas, and curiosity. Stephen was not the kind of kid who got perfect grades. Teacher thought he was just average like everyone, just like average, not really smart or not really dumb. Like you guys can tell it's like average first. But there was something special about him. He was like endlessly curious. He loved building things. Like you guys could tell if he like building things. It could be like he really have a creative mind and ideas. Like some toy trains, models, even a homemade computer built from spare parts. His friends called him Einstein because he was always asking questions like, how does time now? What happened inside the black hole? So it's really like not really important question, but he was keep asking to guys, like he was asking to everyone, what time is it? Or like, what happened inside a black hole? Like, it's not really like serious for you asking some question like this, but yeah, I think because he was really having good idea, so he asking like that. Okay, and then he was like moving to Oxford and Cambridge. At just 17 years old, Stephen entered Oxford University to study physics. He was younger than most students, so I think average people who enter the Oxford University is like 18, but he was like 17. So basically, he was technically younger than the most student of there. And honestly, like he owns jokes about if you bright, you can go through a force on very little rock. So it's the meaning what if you really smart, you could enter Oxford for not really need big deals to study and always like lock in for study really hard like that. He did not study hard, but he was brilliant. After graduating with top honors, he went to Cambridge University to study cosmology, the science of the universe itself. But then life changed. Yeah, you could guess, like every life could change every time. We don't think so about the future, but yeah, every life is could change. During his first year, Stephen began to feel weak. He stumbled while walking. His speech like began like change. Doctor ran tests like about like something medical checkup. Then come and devastating news. He had ALS, a rare disease that slowly paralyzed his body. He was just 21 years old. Doctor gave him 2 years to life. So, could you guys think if your doctors tell you you only have 2 years to life, but you guys only 21 years old? So, of course, most of you guys gonna panic because oh my gosh, like, I just have 2 years more to life, but I'm only 21. I don't think so. This is really hard situation like that. He met Jane Wells, a literature student with a bright smile and a kind heart. Jane saw something in him, not a dying man, but a mind full of light. Her love gave him a reason to fight. Like, he met like a really nice girl, so this nice girl is really like motivate the Stephen to like having strength to the life he going through right now. And then they got married in 1965, and together they decide if life was short, they would live it fully. Okay, so it's like reaching potential about life. Yeah, you have like left. Stephen later said, "Although there was a cloud hanging over my future, I realized there was still so much I could do. Like, you could not really that desperate if you only have 2 years to live." And then we could through the big discovery with a new sense of purpose. Stephen returned to his research. He was fascinated by black holes, those mysterious places in space where gravity is so strong that nothing can escape. Before him, scientists thought black holes were simple, just cosmic trap that swallow everything forever. But Stephen thought differently. He discovered that black holes could actually emit energy, a faint glow that we call now Hawking radiation. This was revolutionary. It changed the way scientists understood the universe, linking Einstein's theory of relativity with quantum physics. It was one of the greatest discoveries on the 20th century, made by a man who could barely move his hand, and doctors said he only have 2 years left. Okay, next, the living with ALS. As his fame grew, his body continued to weaken. By 1970, he was in wheelchair. By the 1980, he lost his voice completely. Then, in 1985, he almost died from pneumonia. Doctor performed a tracheotomy to save his life, but it left him unable to speak. Oh my god, it's really hard, but most people would have stopped there, but Stephen did not. Okay, you guys can tell Stephen is really having great motivation about life, and he not okay, no, but not. Stephen is really going through life is really good. In 1988, Stephen released his famous book, A Brief History of Time, a book that explained the universe in simple, beautiful language. It became an international bestseller, staying on charts for years and selling over 25 million copies. The world was fascinated not just by the science, but by the man who behind it. A scientist who could not walk or speak, but he helped the world understand where he came from and where might be going. Stephen Hawking lived far longer than anyone expected, more than 50 years about his diagnosis. He passed away peacefully on March 2018, a death full of symbolism. It was Friday and also Albert Einstein's birthday. His ashes were buried at Westminster Abbey between Isaac Newton and Charles Darwin, the great mind who, like him, changed our understanding of the universe. And then, Stephen Hawking left behind more than theories. He left behind messages. However, how difficult life may seem, there is always something you can do success at. His greatest advice was simple. Remember to look up at the star and not down at your feet. Try to make sense of what you see and be curious. Okay, all about that. Thank you.